Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
All right, welcome to the Think Big podcast. And if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us where you live and what you do for a living.
Hey Dan, how are you? Thank you for having me. My name is Ra from Your Life Experiences with Ra. I do a mental health platform where I bring positivity, where I bring people's stories from where they were in life to where they are today. You would find that in life, a lot of people tend to drag unnecessary things into their life, like an old rusted anchor, bringing in excess stress that they don't need in life. So what I did was take people's stories like you, Dan, the struggles that you have been through and where you were to where you are today. And I let people hear the story to resonate with some of the people that are out there so that they would know that they are not alone. And if Dan can do it, I can do it too. That's in a little short. I'm an author, I'm a singer, a motivational speaker. I'm an international motivational speaker, and that's what I do.
That's amazing. So how did you get the idea to start this business?
Amazing. I love when people ask me this question. It's basically back in 2017, I actually went to India. And when I went to India, and I actually, people talk about India and the stories of poverty all the time. But there's this one thing that hit me that really stuck out to me was I was complaining about the hotel that I was staying in. And when I stepped outside the hotel, just out the lobby, there were people right across the street cooking on the street from the dirty drain right there. And I'm like, look at me. I'm blessed with so many things. And then I am here complaining. And then I had this awakening in India. When I came back, I was like, a lot of people need to be heard. Not just heard like, all right, we talk about Robert Downey Jr. or Sylvester Stallone, these amazing motivational speaking that we hear that really sink deep within you, that awaken you, that go like, but how many people really listen and go like, that's a story I need to get to shake me up? There are a lot of them going to look at, because I was in a time in a place where I attempted suicide and stuff in 2015. And I spoke to a group of people and they go, when I use Oprah, for example, like, when I look back and I think about Oprah and the struggle she's been through, it helps me to pull myself together. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Oprah, she has money. She has this. People don't listen to the small details. Everybody has started down there. And then they gradually raise up. And you know that. I know that. So this is why I decided we need people from on the streets, anywhere I could get them, musicians, anyone, to just tell their story. And that's what I got that idea from. And I started doing it small, traveling all over the United States. I go internationally. Anywhere you give me an interview, I'll do it.
Awesome. So can you just give an example of, without obviously mentioning names, but like one of your clients or customers and how they exactly use your business?
Oh, okay. So let's use Lavari, and I'll call his name because he's amazing. He's a singer and whatnot. I met him at New York Fashion Week. I interviewed him, and he will tell you that it took him 15 years to get onto the Billboard charts. 15 years. Someone singing today, and 3 years pass, and they're probably not getting where they need to get or the recognition they need, and they'll be like, yo, I'm done, I'm quitting. But he tell you he got 15 years it took him to get on the Billboard charts, and in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, he hit #1 in Canada on iTunes Billboard, and in America, #2. He acts in movies. So the journey is really, really, really tough, but it is a stepping ladder of success that you have to climb one step at a time. I met another singer. Her name is Emily Sortiz, amazing woman, master's degree, everything. And she left her corporate job, 6 figures, to go out there to just sing because it's what she loves. She might not be making that 6 figures right now, or maybe she does, but she left what she was comfortable with to go out there, out of her comfort zone, to do that,
For sure. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to understand, like, how exactly do you work with those singers? Like, what did you do specifically to help her out and help her with her career?
Oh, well, I don't help them with their career. All I do is use the story to help motivate others.
Okay, understood. Understood.
I'm an author, as I said, and I have two books out there. It's a kid's book, and this is this book has people's stories, untold stories, hidden truths, and I give my advice in here, and I put one of my stories in here as well. Now, if you hear these things, these are stories that really would connect. There are stories about rape, there are stories about abuse, there's stories about BPD, there's stories about bipolar, there's all the disorders, different things that people went through and people had to go through in their life. That's it. So what I do is basically I take these examples and I put it out there so you can hear. Let's okay, Dan. Tell me something that's going on that I could tell you. Okay, look, this happened to someone. You know what I mean? That's what basically I do.
Awesome, awesome. So, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you face in your business?
Oh, most of the biggest challenge is always financially. Because right now, I just started something called New York City Mental Health Conferences, where I bring conferences together and bring people, speakers to come and speak, especially with what happened to them or what they went through. And one of the biggest challenges is always getting the sponsorships. And that's basically what it comes down to. Most of the times it's out of my pocket, or basically you have to charge speakers, which I don't like to, because I think if you're sharing your story and it's mental health, which we don't charge the community that's coming to see or listen to the speakers, because you want to help them. So you can't charge them for mental health help. So what you do is basically that's the biggest challenge, just getting help to put it together. But most of the times I do it. I'm already planning one for next year, April. We already find a beautiful place and everything. We're just putting speakers together right now. So that's only challenge I have is those financial things. But I mean, in my situation where I know is like basically I do it by selling my books and everything that I have out there. But otherwise, everyone right now we're in a time where mental health is huge. Like right now, I want to introduce something called mental health screams. How many times you end up in a situation where you just don't know what to do, but the best thing to do is just scream and let it out. So that's where it is. That's where I am right now. But that's the only challenge is basically getting help from other people. Most of the people, they talk about mental health. They talk about they support mental health. But when it comes to putting their money to like get a $25,000 hotel to get the ballroom or something to host a mental health event, they would give you what, $500, $400, and it's not a lot. You know what I mean? But that's the only challenge.
Awesome. So, I think that you sort of briefly touched base on 2024, but I guess if you can dive deeper into like what your plans are, the vision for next year, what's in the pipeline for 2024?
You really want to hear all my stories? All right. So what we're doing right now, what I've been doing for the past year was looking into investors and stuff, as I said, financially. That's the thing. I have 24 stories in my book, Untold Stories, Hidden Truths. We are making 3 years of 8 episodes per year, either on Apple TV or Netflix, to bring real life stories, bring these stories to life. As I said, in this book, you would hear where a father sells his son for a bottle of Johnny Walker to his friend to rape him at the age of 12. You know what I mean? So we want to bring these stories, and together I have a twist at the end where we will come out and actually connect with the viewers and actually talk about what just happened in the episode. Right? With that, I have Melly and the Pandemic 2, because I left the book in a cliffhanger at the end of the story. And this is Jerry the Doctor. I'm spinning him off in his own book, Jerry the Doctor, telling why he became a doctor, as well as I'm bringing a new, by July, his book should be out. And by August and September, we will have an animated series, Jerry the Doctor. So he will connect with the younger generation, teaching them that they shouldn't give up, basically, and teaching about changes of life. Plus, I'm bringing every single thing I do, all the books, everything is self-help. This is about change. It's true stories it's inspired by true events in the pandemic. We all know the pandemic happened. And I'm almost done with my book called Believe. It's my spiritual journey. But it's like if I met Dan and Dan had a spiritual problem, how it happened, what happened. I'm not calling anyone name in the book, but I'm telling the story and how spirituality helped or what happened. It's all connect stories and all motivational. So all that is coming for 2024.
For sure. So I guess in terms of, your business, what would you say is like the one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew before you started this business?
Well, anything that you start, we all say you put that goal there. Like one of my friends recently, just 2 days ago, we was having a conversation that she wants a new car charger. She loves chargers, right? So she wants a charger, and I go like, first thing you need to do is put that vision of the charger up there because you don't want to kill that. But also, you have to first go and learn to drive to get a driver's license. So you see, this is the thing. We visualize what we want. You must visualize what you want. So in visualizing, you have that big picture. But my advice is look out. The branches of that tree that you want to reach up on or in the sky with all those stars, it don't always go straight towards that direction. You might have so many different avenues will open up. So just keep an open mind because it takes you time to build what you really want and where you need to be. In my book, again, at the back, I love that question because I give this beautiful advice that about stepping up and not giving up. When you look back, it will worth it. The tears, the cries, the stress at the end of the day will be worth it. That you will take that one day and you can look back and I can see Dan coming up and I'll be like, hey, Dan, let me tell you something. Let me tell you the story. So that's one of the biggest things from when I started, how I visualized everything to where I am now. I would never think for the past 5 years it would have been so hard. And look, people like Dan, when did you start doing your podcast?
This podcast we started in July.
Oh, this July. You know, most of the people that started things and they actually became TikTok famous and all this happened during the pandemic. And I tell people, look, I've been doing this since 2018. There was no hype. There was nothing. There was all you need to focus on is doing this. And I have branched off and I realized everybody thinks that social media and this is what you got to think beyond that. I don't like to follow. I don't like to copy. You know, many people tell me, oh, set up a podcast. I like doing my stuff just freely. It's how it happens because I have a bigger vision to it. It's not that I want to be stuck on something. I'm not saying that you're stuck on doing what you're doing. I went through your videos, man. Amazing. I love it. I love what you're doing for everyone. Amazing job. So I just don't want to be stuck in one place. I want to do something vast. Last year, I did a music video with my song Wicked Games, re-singing Chris Isaac's Wicked Game. We did a storyline, A Christmas Breakup. And that I won the Telly Award for that. I mean, you know, so I sing, I motivate, I'm internationally motivational speaker. I am an author and I do all these different things. And now I want to go into the movie business and, you know, together with everything, as long as it can help with self-help, to help you or help those out there to understand, listen, man, you're not alone. Don't let depression hit you. Don't let the little things in life keep you back from seeing the bigger picture of life. That's it.
That's awesome. And we're rooting for you. So if somebody watching this wanted to reach out to you, do you mind sharing your website or social media handles? I guess like best ways for somebody watching to get in contact with you.
It's Your Life Experiences with Ra. Your Life Experiences with Ra. R-A-H. And my website is www.ylewrah.com. Sorry. ylewrah.com. Very simple. And
Awesome.
everything is, you just Google Your Life Experiences with Ra. It pops up all over my books, every single thing about me. It's been a journey. It's been 5 years. I see people start and I see people stop within the past 5 years. You have to keep going. Always remember that.
That's so true. Well, Ra, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. And thank you for having me, man. It's amazing. God bless. And to all your viewers, keep going at it. Don't give up. Life is tough. It will kick you in the ground. It will drag you along the mud. But at the end of the day, as I teach everyone, 2 things I'll leave you with here, Dan. One thing I teach everyone is what is meant for you shall never pass you by. And what passes you by was never meant for you. A thing that you should learn is when you were a kid and you fall, what did you do? You get up. So you always have to remember how you got up. No priest, no pastor, no religious person, no teacher could teach you when you fall how to get up. You have to have it in here to be able to pull yourself up. And there's one last thing. There was a man who had the blues because he had no shoes. Down the street, he met a man who had no feet. Thank you, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Ra.
Have a good one. Thank you so much.
Too. All right. Bye.